Hi, and welcome to my webinar. My name is Nelsie Julia Jackson. I am a kindergarten first grade teacher at New Academy of Science and Arts in downtown Los Angeles. In this webinar, I am sharing with you the following points: a definition of my philosophy of education, some brief examples of how I apply this philosophy in my classroom, and how my students apply progressivism in their everyday classwork. Progressivism is a teaching philosophy that aims for child-centered education, which responds to both the needs and times of students, freedom and individualism, and the relativism of academic standards in the name of equity. This teaching philosophy was made popular by John Dewey and his disciples, Ella Flagg Young and Francis W. Parker. I began my teaching career approximately 17 years ago. At that time, my philosophy and the philosophy of education in general was more traditional and structured. The role of the teacher was that of a lecturer, and the students were viewed as recipients of knowledge. The students worked on an individual basis and were tested on all memorized information. Much has changed since my early years of teaching. As I continued to grow as an educator, I realized that the old methods hinder the imagination and critical thinking skills of students. In 2004, the Dewey philosophy was adopted at my current school. And further in my career as an educator and in readings and research of the Dewey's philosophy, it became clear to me that progressivism was first introduced in 1899. Now I realize that there is nothing new under the sun. As a believer of progressivism in the classroom, I see my role not as a lecturer, but a facilitator. I guide my students through their learning process by setting up activities that promote independence, curiosity, critical thinking, problem solving, and group collaboration. My students are encouraged to question, investigate, and be active participants in the learning process. During our reading time, students are given questions related to the story read that prompt discussion and interaction with their peers. This activity promotes a positive restructuring of ideas and discourse, fostering critical thinking. Students take part in both group and individual projects. These projects involve various activities such as science experiments, cooking, utilizing both reading and writing, identifying various biomes, etc. Students must do an oral presentation before the entire class. In addition, the environment within my classroom is one of constant interaction through verbal and nonverbal communication. In terms of evaluation, I conduct formative assessments and constantly monitor their progress and make accommodations for those students when needed. Here I have some snapshots of some classroom activities that I have had with my students, where you can see some progressive education going on. All in all, I view progressivism as the most effective educational philosophy in modern teaching because it enables students to critically think, problem solve, use their imagination, work cooperatively, investigate, and be wise decision makers. As a teacher, I guide my students to have a thirst for knowledge and be independent learners. My students respond in a positive way to this teaching methodology, as demonstrated by the slideshow in this presentation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the slideshow.